Okay, so we will discuss about what is international business. So we discussed 3 points. One is it produces goods domestically and sells both of the goods domestically and internationally. Then it comes to it produces goods in a different country but sells domestically. And third comes it produces goods in a different country and sells both domestically and internationally. Okay, and after that is although international business is extremely exciting, but it can be risky also. Now how it can be risky, that we were discussing right away. Okay, it can be risky like if all of a sudden the state government or the central government of that particular country does increase some taxes. In that case it would cost you little more. Okay, and eventually it will lead to reduce your benefits, final the profits. So that is the way how it can be risky for you. Maybe sometimes there may be ban on the products what you are exporting to other country. So that also would cost you some time. There could be some certain substitute in that particular country itself to your product. That also would be a challenge. So all these things should be kept in your mind while going for international business. So that was about the international business. Now we are going to discuss about the challenges. What are the all challenges that are faced while doing a business internationally? Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
No,
sir.
you're audible.
Good. Okay, the challenges are like language barriers, then is the cultural differences, managing global teams, currency exchange and inflation rates, nuances of foreign politics, policy and the relations. Okay, the first, there used to be the language barrier. Okay, if you are in India, then definitely there your native language used to be Hindi or Tamil, Kannada or other languages, or maybe you know English also. Okay, because English is a global language, so most of the countries do understand the English. But there are some certain countries where they do prefer their own languages only. Like China, they do prefer their Chinese only. Although it's not like that they do not know English or any other language, they do know, but mostly they do know about the Chinese language only. Next comes to now if you will have to tap foreign market, or if you will have to do your business internationally, then it is mandatory to you to understand the languages of that particular country, so that you can know what exactly the particular words mean there. Okay, like I'll give you example here. When engaging in international business, it is important to consider the language spoken in the country to which you are looking to expand. Okay, first, does your product messaging translate well in another language? The product what you are having in your hand to sell out, okay, if you translate that product in their language, so does that mean, or that does that make sense? Okay, so considering hiring an interpreter and consulting a native speaker and resident of each country to come up, come out of this problem or this barrier, what you should do, you should hire an interpreter and consulting a native speaker and resident of that particular country. Okay, the one example of a product lost in translation, how it can be, comes from the luxury car brand Mercedes Benz. When entering the Chinese market, the company chose a Mandarin Chinese name that sounded similar to Benz. Okay, what was that name? That was Benzi. What was that name? The
Benzi.
Mercedes Benz name was Benzi. Okay, the name translates to rush to that, rush to death. What is the meaning of Benzi in Chinese? It is the rush to death, means run to death. Okay, in Mandarin Chinese, which wasn't impression Mercedes Benz, means its meaning was not Mercedes Benz. It was totally changed after converting it into the Benzi. Okay, so Mercedes wanted to make with its new audience. The company quickly adapted, changing its Chinese name to Benji. What company did? Company all of a sudden updated its new name, the Benji, which the meaning of Benji is to run quickly. What is the meaning of Benji? Run quickly or speed up,
Yeah.
or gallop. Okay, so it's It's mandatory for you to understand the meaning of the words there in the foreign country, what you are having of your product names. So it is also critical to consider the language spoken by your company's team. What is it? It is also critical and to understand that what languages are spoken by your teammates. Okay, based on the international offices. Once again, investing in interpreters can be help you to ensure your business continues to operate smoothly over there, because you cannot hire people or you cannot send people from your country to there in the country where you are doing your business. So the idea used to be that you hire people from there itself. Probably it will cost you less in compared to the people whom you will send from your own country, because this is one of the reason why okay, so this is one of the reason why okay, it's important and enriching to learn about the cultures of the country where you are going to do the business. It's most important for you that you understand the culture of the other country where you are going to do business, because there are so many things what are based on the culture only. There are some cultures who do adopt some products, who do let the people make more excited about purchasing products, and some becomes very imperative that you understand all the cultures there in the foreign where you are going to do your business. Okay. So one example of a cultural difference between the United States and Spain is the hours of a typical workday. Is what is that? That is the hours of the typical workday. In the United States, the working hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. What are the working hours in US? It is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., often extending earlier or later. It may extend by some hours. Maybe someone is coming from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Maybe someone is coming 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay. So that would be the case. But in Spain, what happens? However, typically work hours are typically there 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and then 4:30 to 8 p.m. What are the timings in the Spain? These are the 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and 4:30 to 8 p.m. See, I'm not talking from the engine perspective here. Okay, in India also generally the timing used to be 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. or 9 to 6 p.m. Then some 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. That is a different thing. And there is one more, the difference of the timings, time zones. That is totally different. Maybe when in India it is 9 a.m. There when in India it is 10 a.m. Then in USA it would be 3 a.m. or something like 3 and 3.5. So that is different thing, but I'm talking about just the general timings. Okay, general timings that used to be 9 to 5 p.m. and it's kind of it used to be 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and 4:30 to 8 p.m. on the same day. Okay, the break in the middle of the workday allows a person which is rest taken allowed for a system that is which is the rest taken after lunch in many Mediterranean and European countries. Okay.
Okay.
Then is managing global teams. How you can manage global teams. Another challenge of international business is managing employees who live all over the world. Okay. When you are doing a business globally, then it is a challenge for you that how you do manage the peoples or the employees all over the world. When trying to function as a team, it can be difficult to account for language barriers and cultural differences, time zones, and varying level of technology access underlines. So to build and maintain a strong working relationship with your global team, facilitate regular check-ins. What you should do to maintain a good or a strong relationship with your team, what you should do facilitate regular check-ins, preferably using a video conferencing platform so you can interact in real time. Okay, you should interact in real time with your team so that you can have a good engagement with the team. And when a company or when the team leader is having good engagement with the team on the regular intervals, it do help employees to maintain their good relationship as well as to as well as it motivates them to perform at their best. So research by Gallup shows that employees who have regular check-ins with their managers are 3 times more likely to be engaged at work than the employees who don't have. Okay. Next is currency exchange and the inflation rates. The value of a dollar in your country won't always equal the same amount in other country. What happens? The value of the dollar would not be equal in other country.
Yeah.
Okay. Nor the value of the currency consistently be worth the same amount of the goods and services. It will not be like there the today the price of a dollar is rupees 75.5. How much a dollar equals to? A dollar is equals to rupees 70 Indian rupees 75.5. Okay.
Mhm.
So what it is trying to tell that it will not be consistent always. It will keep on changing. It will keep on varying time to time. Okay. Maybe sometimes the value of dollar will come to 74 rupees, 75, 30, maybe 78, maybe 80. That depends upon the inflation rate. That depends upon the
Inflation rates.
and value of the that particular currency in terms of while we are doing exchange of the money. Okay, so familiarize yourself with the currency exchange rates between your country and those where you plan to do business. Okay, the exchange rate is relative value between two nations currencies. For instance, the current exchange rate from Canadian dollar to US dollar is 0.77, meaning 1 Canadian dollar is equal to 77 cents in US currency. What is the value of 1 Canadian dollar is equals to 77 cents in US currency. Okay, so make
Okay.
it to watch exchange rates closely as they can fluctuate. Fair enough. I hope all of you have understood.
Yeah.
And if I talk about the Indian rupees equals to Canadian dollar, it is around 58 rupees today. How much it is?
Yeah.
It is around the value of Canadian dollar is around 58 rupees and 58 Indian rupees, and value of US dollar is today equals to 75.5 rupees today, as on today. Okay.
Yes.
So make it a point to watch exchange rates closely as they can fluctuate. Okay, when you are doing your business internationally, then your fluctuation in the currency also or the exchange rates also matters a lot for you. So it
Yes.
is also important to monitor inflation rates. What you should monitor? You should monitor inflation rates
Yeah.
because inflation rates decides the rate of interest. The price or of the product is decided on the basis of rates of inflation. the rates of the interest on the loans and on the your payments does vary time to time. So you should keep a very close eye upon current exchange rate as well as the inflation rates. Okay, which
Yeah.
are the rates that general price level in an economy increase year over the year expressed as a percentage. Inflation rates vary across countries and can impact material and labor costs as well as the product pricing. Okay.
Yeah.
Next is nuances of foreign politics, policy and relations. What are the nuances of the foreign politics? Policy and relations. The business doesn't exist in a vacuum. It is influenced by politics. By what the business is influenced? It is influenced by the politics,
Yeah.
policies. Give me a second. Okay. So policies, law, and relationships between the countries, because those relationships can be extremely nuanced. What can be those relationships? Those relationships can be extremely nuanced. It's important that you closely follow news and are related to countries where you do business.
Yeah.
The decision made by the political leaders can impact taxes. If the business, political leaders would take some decisions that would impact taxes, labor laws, raw material costs, transportation, infrastructure, and educational system, and more. Okay, so you should prepare yourself for all these changes, and you should have a close eye upon it. You should, deploy some candidates or some, employees who can have a close eye upon all these kind of changes, so that same, intentionally or accordingly, you can make some decisions to change your policies or to make some decisions, strategic decisions, so that you can be regularly in the profit making business.
Yeah.
Next is preparing for international business challenges. So global business comes with unique challenges, but can be an opportunity for enormous organization growth. To prepare for those challenges, vary your new genetic. What you should do? You should vary your new genetic and closely follow foreign politics, make connections in country where you hope to do businesses, invest in interpreters to overcome the language barriers, and consider taking a global business course to prepare for the today's nuanced, interconnected business world. So that's all for today. Today we discussed about 5 to 7 things about international business. What exactly do we mean by international business? What are the challenges for the international business?
Yes.
Managing global teams, currency exchange, inflation rates, and the nuances for the
Foreign products.
yeah. So that's all for today.
Okay, sir. Very informative session. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, sir. Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening. Thank you so much.